Hey there, it's Diane Forster. Welcome to I Have Today, where we talk about the art of intentional living. And this show is all about inspiring you, empowering you, and educating you through life's transitions. And this week on my show, we're going to talk about a very, very special topic because my guest is a woman by the name of Lee Jagger, and she's a sexpert. And what we're going to be talking about is our title of our show is Never Ending Romance and Intimacy. She's got a company called Rock the Bedroom. She's got a fantastic story, and this is going to be extremely illuminating and educating for you. So I invite you right now, get comfortable wherever you are, tune in wherever you're listening from or watching, and pay attention. You might even want to take notes. She has a special gift that she's going to be offering at the end of the show as well. Make sure you stay till the very end of the show today, because I always end each episode with a powerful mantra meditation based on today's topic, so you can really leave with it ingrained and anchored in you, and it becomes a part of you. So with that said, let's start out with our weekly intention statement. Our intention statement this week is I have today to always have romance and intimacy in my life. I have today to always have romance and intimacy in my life. When I promoted this and I sent an email out there, I said, we all could use more love. We could all use more love, no matter who you are, where you are in your journey, even if you're in this amazing, incredible relationship, there's always room for more. And I certainly seen it in my work, in my coaching practice, and a lot of the things that I do, how much women are suffering in many, many ways, in lack of self-confidence, in lack of loving who they are, their body image, in loveless, lifeless marriages. Hey, I was in one of them. And a myriad of other things that tend to be backburnered and pushed to the back and pushed to the side and ignored, and like, oh, I'll deal with that later, or oh, I don't even need that in my life. I'm too busy, I'm too tired, I'm too old, I'm too whatever. And our earthly human experience, one of the greatest things about this earthly human experience is the fact that we get to enjoy intimacy and romance and sex and the physical connection between two people. I have a mantra meditation that's coming out in a future album, where I actually say that line in there, that it's one of the most empowering, beautiful things in this world is the electric energy and connection between two people, or many people if you want, but we're talking two people today, and what that experience feels like. And we're not educated enough in this. So many of us grew up with the, taboo, wouldn't talk about it. Many, let's talk about men for a second, don't even know how to ask for what they want. They go after it a certain way. And certainly women don't know how to ask for what they want. And there's this, I'm sure Lee's going to talk about this, but there's this stigma that goes along with it, that isn't he supposed to know what to do? Or isn't she supposed to know what to do? Well, Lee's going to uncover this in her extensive work with researching over 2,000 men, why her path to helping unleash the confidence and change relationships for so many women has been the path through erotic massage. And so we're going to get into that in just a few minutes. Are you so excited? So tag a few people. Let me tell you where you can catch the show. First of all, we are live every Monday at 11:03 a.m. Pacific time. That is our start time. We're live here on the E360 TV network. We're live on YouTube at I Have Today with Diane Forster. And we're also live on Facebook on my I Have Today with Diane Forster page. That's where I can see your comments and questions. So if you have any of them and you want to participate, hop on over to I Have Today, because that's where you're going to be able to do it. Okay, so back to the intention statement. Why do we do intention statements every week? And what the purpose of this is so that you can take this affirmation, this mantra for this entire week and let it become a part of you. Allow it to integrate into who you are. And the way that we do that for you to make it easier is on my Instagram page at Diane Forster Official. There's a little button there that says wallpapers, and my team makes the most beautiful wallpapers. So what I encourage you to do is go there, click on wallpapers. There is a plethora of them there. And then what you do is you just take a screenshot of the ones that resonate with you, like this one. And then every time you look at your phone for the entire week, which is well over 1,000 times, if you can believe it, you see it again. And it's through the repetition that we make these positive changes in our lives. So you can set the intention for anything you want. And why not have an intention to always have romance and intimacy in your life? Doesn't that sound beautiful? Well, that's what I want for you. So make sure you go over to Diane Forster Official, check on the wallpapers, take your screenshot, and use it as your screensaver for this week. Okay. All right. So before we bring on Lee Jagger, let's have a word from our sponsor, the Spifter. Here we go. Take a look. This week's episode of I Have Today is brought to you by the Spifter. The Spifter is a fun sifting spoon that makes cooking, baking, and decorating with sugars and spices so much fun. No more mess or wasting your spices. It's fast, clean, and easy. Everything looks and tastes delicious. It's also great for straining loose tea, getting pesky broken cork out of your wine glass, and draining liquid off food like olives and capers. Whether you're a novice cook or a gourmet chef, you'll love the results. The Spifter, the kitchen gadget that no kitchen should be without. All right, here we go. I'm here with my guest, Lee Jagger. Welcome to the studio, Lee. So great to see you.
I'm so happy to be here, Diane. Thank you so much for having me on.
Well, it's truly my pleasure. Now, before we get into the interview, I want to share with our audience a little bit about you. Lee Jagger is a sexpert and founder of Rock the Bedroom, where she has helped thousands of women claim their confidence and creativity in the bedroom using her signature erotic massage techniques. After going from sex worker to sexpert, Lee has made it her mission to normalize conversations around sexuality and make obligatory sex become a thing of the past. Her hands-on experience with over 2,000 male clients has helped her to understand what really drives men. And it's not what most women think. Can't wait to get more into that. All right, Lee. Well, okay. First question is, I want to know what led you down this path to becoming this sexpert in this area?
Oh my goodness. That is a brilliant question. And if you had known me 7 or 8 years ago, you would think that I was the last person to be teaching anyone about sex or being a sexpert in any way. I was a sexual wallflower. I did not know really what to do in the bedroom other than open my legs and give him what I thought he really wanted. And I was not an instigator of anything intimate. I had zero drive. After a couple months of meeting someone, being all hot and heavy, I would completely lose interest in all things sexual. And that was my entire sexual life since, I was 16 or whatever, engaging in sex. And then in my mid 40s, I was homeless for a while. This is important to mention this. And for about 1.5 years. And I had a 10-year-old in tow. I was living in the living room of a hoarder's house when I got this call. I had placed an ad on Craigslist for massage work, just strictly therapeutic massage work. And I got a response to my ad. And this woman said, "Oh, so have you ever thought of erotic massage? I have this office and I would love to hire you, but have you ever thought of doing that?" And my initial instinct was, no way, totally not my dealio. And if I had to ask her, "Is that with a happy ending?" Because I wasn't really sure. And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Yeah, no, no." But she threw out a dollar figure of what women made, and I was literally hungry. And so I thought, "Okay, as a mom, we'll do anything for our kid."
Yep.
And so I thought, I'll just take one for Team Jagger, and I'll do this for a couple weeks just to get ahead, and then move on to something else, because it just like made my skin crawl, the idea of doing this. And so I went in. There was another woman in the room doing a forehand with me. So she's on one side of the table, I'm on the other side of the table, and the client's in the middle. And she took the lead. She did the happy ending. And I thought, oh my gosh, this actually wasn't that hard. I'm writing a whole book about the experience. And so I said, well, maybe I'll try it again. Do you have another client I could do a forehand with? And she said, actually, I'm double booked right now. Can you take this other guy? And I said, by myself? Like, I don't think I'm ready for that. She said, oh, you've got this. You've got this. So she goes in with Mr. Marlboro Man. And the guy she gave me was this old creepy guy. And I went in, tried to fake it till I make it, and halfway through the session, the guy jumps off the table, says, "Okay, you get on the table now. I'm gonna massage you."
Wow.
And every cell in my body just was on fire, realizing, wow, I didn't realize I had to be the one in control in this bedroom until I didn't have control.
Yeah.
And then I thought, Lee, this is exactly how you are in the bedroom, in your personal life. You just go along with whatever the guy wants. You don't establish any boundaries. You don't articulate your boundaries. You can't enforce your boundaries. You don't even know what your boundaries are.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh my gosh, I got him back on the table, finished the session. I was very professional. And I realized that this was personal development time. This was big girl penny time. I knew that I would not only be making some money with this, but I would be learning a whole lot about myself if I did this work. And so 6 years later and 2,000 men later, yeah, I learned a whole bunch about myself, and it completely changed my own sex life around. I was now in control. I now knew exactly what to do. Um, to turn him on, to feel empowered in the bedroom. I love initiating. Um, and I realized there was a lot of women out there who were like me in the past, where they're just like going along with whatever, or it's not very interesting, or they don't feel like they have a voice in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And so I started teaching workshops and realized, wow, there's such a demand out there for this, and started changing some women's lives. And now I'm just on a mission to get the word out that you don't have to be complacent, and you don't have to go along with anything that you don't want to do in the bedroom.
You
So
don't
that's
need
why it was completely by mistake, completely out of necessity that I got involved in this work.
Yeah.
But it's the best thing I ever did, most empowering thing I ever did.
Of course it is. Yeah, you don't have to be a wallflower anymore. And you're teaching other women not to be wallflowers either. And oh my gosh, I love that story. And you're right. You know what? There's no shame in it. My God, that experience, the stigma that you had along with it, and I know the fear of it too, like God, I'm acquiescing to this thing that I really want to do out of a necessity to actually survive and have my child survive. And but what you did with it is you embraced it, you know, and you really became a student of it, and you took the lessons and the gifts from it. Now you're taking all of that and sharing it with the world, which we're all about here at I Have Today with intentional living. Where's the gift? Where's the opportunity? Where's the chance to learn and grow and expand and help and support others, which you totally are doing. So yay to you. Bravo to you. I can only imagine the lives that you're touching now. The
Yeah.
women. I mean, I've seen some of the testimonials and the work that you're doing. So explain what is your definition, what is an erotic massage? Is it only about a happy ending?
It's not. There's so much more that goes into it. It's not just hands-on techniques,
Yeah.
although that's a big part of what I teach, but there's so much communication that goes into it. It's a whole different mindset. I mean, on this show, you're all about mindset, right? That determines your reality.
Yeah.
And when you change your mindset about your partner and develop this level of compassion and a different level of kindness
Yeah.
towards your partner, everything changes. The hands-on technique are just a lovely bonus, but there's so much more to it. My boyfriend described what I do because I asked him, I said, it's so hard to put into words what I do. And, if I go on TV, I can't show you what erotic massage is. I mean, we'll get kicked off. So he described it as this. He says there's a lot of people having Cessna sex, as in the airplane. You're up in the air, you're flying, it's fun, it's great. Yes, it can be a little unsettling sometimes if you hit some turbulence, but generally speaking, you're flying, it's great. He said, "Lee, what you do is you put me in a commercial airliner with the jets, and we're zipping all over the planet, and it's exhilarating. It's blowing your hair back. It's like mind blowing." And I
Mhm.
said, "Oh, well, that sounds pretty good." And he said, "No, no, no, but it doesn't stop there. Then you put me in a rocket and we go up into outer space and we're zipping around the cosmos and you throw me through a wormhole and now I'm in a different dimension. Now I'm looking down at my parts to make sure that they're actually attached because I can feel them, but they don't feel like they're part of my body anymore." And
Wow.
he's like, "Yeah, I'm having cosmos sex now. That's what you do when you do the erotic massage." And that's only my hands touching his body. So
Wow.
so I would tell your viewers that it's, my hands on a man's body doing things that you've never seen before, and you throw in some amazing communication techniques as well to get your voice heard, to find out exactly what your partner wants and doesn't want, and you open all that up in conjunction with the hands-on techniques. It's just a whole different dimension of intimacy.
Mm. Yeah. And the level of confidence, the level of trust that happens, and, the openness, like you said, it's just, um, the connection is amazing. And I love, you know, I'm going to just share it. I'm not going to certainly not name any names, but I have many, many circles of female friends. And many of these women in these circles are living sexless, marriages and relationships. Like they don't want to even go there. They don't want to talk about it. It's done. They're done with it. Or, they could never see themselves, approaching him first, initiating it. And so, that's my question for you is how do you take a woman who's like that and get her to just at least be open to it? How does she cross that bridge?
This is a brilliant question, and I get asked that all the time. My question for the woman is, do you wanna be happy in your marriage? It's not just about being sexual. It's
Mm,
about just being happy with your partner, like, not just being roommates anymore, but finding that spark that you used to have way back decades ago, rediscovering that but rediscovering it in a different way. A lot of women before they dip their toes in my training, a lot of women assume that I'm going to try to make them like the sex that they don't like. And
mm,
that is the last thing that I do. Uh, I'm not going, it's just a totally different ball game. If you
yeah.
don't like football, I'm not going to teach you how to like football. I'm
Okay.
going to show you pickleball, a completely different sport. It's very intimate. It's very sexual, but it's a completely different ballgame.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun. And
Yeah.
so, I,
I get it.
so what I teach is I teach women how to relate to their men with a method of compassion and kindness, and to take charge in a certain way. And that sounds very masculine, but it's actually a very feminine way to take charge in the bedroom and out of the bedroom. Because if you can have conversations in the bedroom, if you can touch your partner in the bedroom in the way that you want to, as the woman, then outside of the bedroom, everything changes. Conversations change. How you are in the kitchen having dinner changes. How you feel when he walks in the room. I have a client who just told me last week. She said, I used to feel every time my husband walked in the room, I would just feel tense and angry and just irritated every time he walked in the room.
Mhm.
And now, going through your course, now I don't have that knee jerk reaction to him.
Yeah.
It got nothing to do with sexuality in that moment. It's just now she's softened towards him. So if you're in a relationship that you don't want to end, get my course. It's cheaper than divorce. I mean,
Yeah.
literally, if you don't want to break up that relationship, but you want a happy life, you got to learn some ways to be happy with your partner. And it's not so much about sex. And it's got nothing to do with intercourse. I have a lot of perimenopausal, postmenopausal women who just can't have intercourse anymore because of dryness. It's
Mhm.
painful.
Yeah.
And so this is just a completely different option to be able to connect with their guy and not feel like they're taking one for the team in a painful way. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. There's so much power in that. And it's not about manipulation at all. It's about what you said. It's about truly giving a gift. It's gift giving, it's love giving, it's pampering. You think about
It
that, how
I tell people it's a game of who can be the most generous.
yeah,
Like, if you're so generous with your guy in this way, in a very intimate way that he is dying for, by the way,
yeah.
that's gonna come back to you. That will reciprocate in so many different ways. I
Mhm.
just a few days ago, I put out a post on social media showing screenshots or pictures of my guy whipping out the power tools and building me shelves and fixing that leak and renovating my bathroom. And he is so happy to do it. At the end of the long weekend, I said to him, I would love to give you a massage. Like, you just went to town this weekend, just banging out all those honeydew items on the list. And he's like, no, 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 I want to give you a massage. And
Oh,
he cooked me dinner. Like, it's just amazing how much your guy wants to reciprocate when you are so generous in this way to him.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just a game of who can be the most generous. That's what your relationship turns into. So
yeah.
it's a win-win.
Total win-win. Okay, so, um, I mean, I can only imagine how many techniques you've created.
I have, I typically say it's over 69 techniques, which it is. It's closer to 100. 69 is just a fun number, though. But that's just for the face up happy ending part. I teach women how to touch his entire body in
Mm,
very sensual ways. It's not a wham bam, thank you, ma'am kind of thing. It's very sensual. There are lovely, amazing connecting ways to touch all the vanilla parts of his body, like his thighs, his back, his chest.
yeah,
There's so many different ways to touch all of him. And
yeah,
quite often, we only touch his privates when we want to engage in intimate play.
right,
And I
right.
invite women to touch his privates when you're not wanting it to go anywhere, because
Yeah.
then it takes away performance anxiety, because we're so conditioned that, oh, if I touch him down there, then it's automatically got to lead towards
Things are
intimacy.
gonna be on. Yeah.
That things are on, and maybe I don't want them to be on, but I want to connect with him. And so once you establish this non-sexual intimate touching, then, oh, it's just so much more relaxing. Like I have men all the time say, I can't even kiss my wife. I can't touch her on her shoulder. I can't do anything affectionate to her. She just pushes me away. And I say, well, that's probably because you've kissed her to warm her up for sex.
Yes.
And so if she doesn't want sex, but she knows every time you kiss her, that's really what it means, is that this isn't really about kissing, it's about leading to something else,
Yes.
then she's going to shut down your kissing.
Yeah.
So she's shutting down all intimacy because she doesn't want to give you the wrong idea. So that's where opening up communication is really important, and establishing those boundaries. Like, hey, can we just have a 10-minute makeout session? And it lead nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he'd be down for that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Even if
Yeah.
it led nowhere, I'm pretty sure he would enjoy that.
Yeah. I'm sure he would too. Now, are you coaching men and women or mostly women?
I mostly coach women. I mean,
Yeah.
I will talk to husbands here and there because the
Okay.
guys need help too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, women say one thing, but they actually mean another. And so I help them out, try to, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and I help them speak Venusian a little bit. But
Yeah.
my courses are mostly for women, and they're
Yeah.
all demonstrated via video. Like, there's no cucumbers, there's no diagrams on a page. It is video on a man's body.
The real deal.
The real deal. You have to be an adult to get any of my courses. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And
I'm
have the
so
kids
grateful.
in whatever part of the house that you need them to be in when
Yeah.
you're when you're watching the training. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's very explicit, but it doesn't resemble porn at all. It I've heard people describe it as classy, as almost clinical. Like, it's very educational, professional. I intentionally did not want it to feel bow chicka wow wow,
Yeah.
I didn't want it to feel like that at all.
Yeah, you articulated that beautifully. And you know what? It's if a regular massage therapist goes through training too, and it is technical, and there are techniques and skills, and it's not about exactly what you said. And I think the one of the key takeaways for me in you doing this, first of all, you're so beautiful, you're so open about it, you make it okay to do this and talk about this. In fact, I think it's so great that women are going through your courses. They're changing their lives, their marriages, their relationships, their confidence, their sexuality, all the things that come along with this level of commitment and empowerment, because that part of the relationship is a commitment. It's like it's a verb, it's an action word, it's like love is a verb. And so I think what you're doing is incredible. I know you are a TikTok sensation, like already gone viral there. Which is amazing. And I love this work that you're doing. I want to talk about what do you have coming up? Like, are you doing live events? Talk a little bit about your courses, a little bit. Like, well, how does a woman find out? We're not wrapping the interview, but I want to interject this right now. How do women find out more about you?
Well, my website is rockthebedroom.com,
Yeah.
and on there's a free, just dip your toes in technique that you can use on your guy. And yes, you even have to be an adult getting my free thing,
Yeah.
because it's video, and it's demonstrated on a naked man.
Yeah.
And super simple, super easy. Anyone can do it. You don't have to have any massage experience at all. All of my courses, even my mastery program, my signature course, is it was put together with beginners in mind. So you don't have
Mhm.
to know how to, you can be a virgin and go through my stuff.
Wow.
Uh, and I had, so the one free technique is wonderful. It's amazing. It's actually life changing, but it's one technique. So for people who want to dive deeper, there's date night erotic massage. And that's a 15-minute date night juicy activity that you could consume today and do tonight.
Yeah.
It's very simple training, but very yummy. And there was a live event that I just had in March called the Rock the Bedroom Challenge. And you can get that replay of all 5 days. It's a 5-day event, 90 minutes a day, and you get date night for free when you get that, when you get
Mhm.
the Rock the Bedroom Challenge.
Yeah.
And there's also a 45-minute demonstration on a real live man during that training. Uh,
Okay.
Super yummy. And also that Rock the Bedroom Challenge is more about you, the giver, the woman. There's a goddess meditation in there. It's understanding you, the goddess, and understanding your man on a whole different level. It's very, very juicy. And then the erotic massage mastery program is, that's the entire library of everything that you would need as a couple to be happy in the bedroom for decades,
Mm.
decades and decades, like hundreds and hundreds of massage techniques, about 100 of just happy ending techniques.
Yeah.
So there's lots of different levels that people can explore, but I invite people to just try the free thing.
Of course. Why not do it? Do something different today than you've done ever before. Make that commitment to your relationship. And what I'm going to approach it from a mindset block is just because you haven't done something and you've been told whatever you've been told, all the beliefs that you have going on were 100% somebody else's belief that you took on. You didn't
Yeah.
have that belief when you came in. And if we can talk about this more openly and understand the value of really honoring and loving our partner in the best way possible, giving to our partner in a way that is truly beautiful. If we could paint the picture that this is really beautiful and, the whole taboo and all of that, I understand you have to be of age, all of those things. Of course we do. But let's change the landscape of the stigma around this to be something that is positive and beautiful.
Mhm.
And many, many men, certainly not all, I don't like always to say, well, men this or, no, but many, many men are, and I'm talking hetero here, and it doesn't matter anyway, but many, many men are, they want to please their partner. They really do. We women take it as, oh, he's just horny. He just wants it, and all of the things that go along with it. But he really wants the
Mhm.
connection with you. That's why, without going down and a negative rabbit hole, but that's why there's these situations that happen with date rapes and abuse and things like that, is because he's so misunderstood. He's so pent up with all of this energy. And the truth of the matter is, like everybody else in the world, we all want to be seen, heard, appreciated, acknowledged, and loved. And so we've got to get rid of the idea that that's, and it does exist, like we do know, there's a piece of it, but you can make it be anything that you want in your own life, and you can really make it be a beautiful thing. And you can have endless romance and intimacy, just like you said, Lee, for many, 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 many years, if not forever, in your relationship. And how exciting is that? No matter where you are in the journey, in the relationship, your age, and you can turn it around like that. I love this. This is why I wanted to have you on the show, because what you're doing is really special and it needs to be illuminated and the world needs to know about it and the world needs to be more curious about it and invest in it and practice it in their lives and be open to it. There is no shame, no guilt, none of that. So
No. And it's really it's all about connection. It's all about love. Like in the beginning when you were with your partner, it didn't feel weird.
yeah,
You were just hot for each other. You just couldn't
yeah,
get enough of each other. And
yeah,
it was this beautiful union, and you were just swimming in bliss. And
yeah,
I'm here to say you can get that back. It can feel like that again.
yeah,
It doing something that is enjoyable for both parties. And what you've been doing has maybe taken its toll, and a lot of people think, "Oh, well, when you're married for 10, 20 years, the intimacy just fades." No, it doesn't. I mean, it can, and often it does, but it does not need to. You just got to
right,
spice things up and open up communication, and the rut that you're in, there's a way to get out of that rut. Just stop doing the stuff that you're doing, try something new. Anything new, the smallest little thing, tiniest little thing, and it will blow his mind. It'll crack open the door, and then, momentum will take over. And it's really, really, really important. It's amazing. We talk about women having obligatory sex all the time,
yep,
which happens all the time. But also men are suffering too. Like Mother Teresa taught us a little bit about how to be a good lover. Believe it or not. Yes, that Mother Teresa.
yeah,
Um, she said the most terrible poverty is loneliness and the
mm,
feeling of being unwanted.
yeah,
And I'll tell you, after talking to over 2,000 men, they would almost all of them said some rendition of, I wish women would just play with it like they like it. Like, I can tell that she's not into it. My wife, I knew someone who's married for about 25 years, I think. She had never actually touched her husband's privates
wow,
with her hands. I mean,
wow,
they had relations, but nothing with her hands. She didn't
yeah,
know what to do. And through couples counseling, it came out that he felt very unloved
yeah,
by her because of that.
yeah.
So it's a very lonely place for a man when you do not when you reject that part of his body, you're rejecting him.
You're
That's how we
rejecting
look at
him.
that because he relates so very heavily with his genitals.
Of course he does.
Yeah. So
Yes.
it's such an act of kindness when you're willing to touch him in those private areas. It's not so sexual. It's just an act of kindness and acceptance
Mhm.
and love and just letting him just receive. When does man just get to receive? Men have such performance anxiety because they're expected to perform all the time.
Yeah.
So if you turn the tables and you say, actually, honey, you just lay there. I'm going to try some new things out. You don't have to lift a finger. In fact, I'm not even going to let you touch me.
Yeah.
You just put your hands behind your head and you just lay there.
Relax.
That alone has completely changed marriages. It has completely taken away ED, erectile dysfunction.
Yep.
Um, and I'm not allowed to say it's a cure, but I can say that a lot of couples who were tempted to take medication found they never had to take medication again because the guy no longer had ED problems.
Right.
When she let him off the hook to
Yep.
perform, not that
Yes.
he's not going to want to perform, he's going to want to make you see God. Of
Yes.
course, it will come around.
Right.
But when you take away the need for performance anxiety, magic happens.
Of course it does. This is the magic of it. It's like the woman who wants to get pregnant. She's all focused on is getting pregnant. The moment she lets it go, she gets pregnant. It's all psychological anyway. So I love that. And you have a few fans here. Peggy's here. She said Lee is the best. Hi, Christine. Thank you guys so much for being here and tuning in, because this is a really important, valuable conversation that we're having right now. And the more women that know about this, the better, which is why I wanted to introduce you to my audience. And I hope you ladies out there and guys, I hope, who are tuning in too, but most of my audience is women, that you're going to take action in this area of your life. You know what I want to equate it to, which is like a tiny little metaphor for what this experience will be like. But do you ever just go to, my sister and I just did this a couple weeks ago. We had the day of saying yes to everything, and we had to try everything new that day. So we couldn't go down a road we've traveled, couldn't eat at a restaurant. We had to try different foods. We had to do different exercise. The whole day was all about something new and saying yes to everything. And how much fun that those days and moments are, because it just opens you up to newness. And we don't play enough in our lives. And I'm not saying play, well, I am, it is sort of a pun, but we really don't play enough in our lives, and we're just not playing enough in the bedroom and really exploring it and having fun. And, there's clearly unlimited ways. If you've got over 100 techniques, come on.
Right.
That's like, a different one every 3 days.
Right.
In
You
a
hit
year.
on it there, Diane. Play. Like
Yeah.
our ego likes to tell us that we're good in bed.
Yeah.
Right? No one wants to admit, yeah, I'm horrible in bed.
Yeah.
No one wants our ego likes to keep us in that zone of, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
But how do you feel in
Yeah.
bed? Do
Yeah.
you feel playful? Do you feel confident? Do you feel giggly with your partner? Do you feel generous? Do you
Yeah.
feel creative? How do you feel? So if your bedroom does not feel like a playground where you can't stop laughing and just like you're just smiling and having a great time the whole time, it doesn't feel rote. It just feels like, this is a playground. If it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like that, yeah, you need to try something new, because it can feel like that every time. And
Yeah.
it should feel like that, I think.
I believe
It's
you.
supposed to be
Yes.
playful. It's supposed to be enjoyable. That's why it does feel so good. We've got a lot of nerve endings down there for
Yeah.
a reason.
For a reason. Yeah. I agree with you 100%. It should be about the play. It should be nothing but fun
Yeah.
and joy and, pleasure, truly. All right. So I have a question for you, Lee, that I ask all my guests. And what I want to know, because we talk about the art of intentional living, how do you live the I have today way, which is intentionally with passion and purpose? And I'm sure you got a great answer for this.
I have today to show my partner in all the ways that I can imagine how much I appreciate him, how much I adore him, how much I love him, how much I cherish him, how much I respect him and honor him. I have today to show him and tell him all the different ways I can think of. And that's a fun way to live, I got to tell you. It's so fun.
That is beautiful. I love every one of those words. And what a beautiful mantra and way to live. Powerful. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to have all the ways for people to connect you in the description area, but we want to post them up again. So Lee Jagger, you can find out more about Rock the Bedroom at www.rockthebedroom.com. And again, she's got a special opportunity for you, my audience here, that if you go to her website there at rockthebedroom.com, if you put in the code, I have today 10, you will get 10% off any of her courses. So I encourage you to go there and take advantage of it and have fun and enjoy this next level of rocking that bedroom. So great. So Lee, it's truly been a pleasure having you here on the show. I'm so grateful to be connected with you and be on this journey together, supporting women in every way that we can. Yes.
Thank you. I so appreciate you being open to having this very juicy conversation and being a part in untabooing this subject and
Yes.
empowering women in the bedroom. I know you empower women outside the bedroom all the time, but this is an important area as well. So thank you for your part in letting me come today.
Of course, it's been my pleasure because I'm about empowering them in every area of their life. And today you were a huge contribution to that. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank
All right.
you.
We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. Yeah, that was a juicy conversation. So good. So good. All right. So we're going to do a couple more things before we wrap up the show. So be sure to stick around till the very end. The next thing that I want to share with you is something that is applicable to what we talked about today. And one of the segments we do is called the Word of the Week segment. And so what we do with the word of the week is we take a word that's really not serving you in your life, and then we give you the replacement word so that you can use that instead. We're not about eliminating, we're about replacing, because when you want to change a habit, what you have to do is replace it with a better new habit. So our word this week that we're going to get rid of is frigid. Frigid. That's right. No more frigidity in your life. Don't be tensing up and feeling like you don't want your partner to be touching you or kissing you or holding you because you think it's going to lead to the obligatory act of having sex. No. You're not frigid anymore. Let that go. And that's we are talking about this in the bedroom today or in your relationship today. But this is really applicable to other areas in your life. So think about that, where you might be acting frigid in your life, stiff, unwavering, unmovable. So instead, what I want you to be is fiery. I want you to know how gorgeous you are, how beautiful you are, how amazing you are, how sexy you are, how gorgeous you are. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter what age you are. Doesn't matter what size you are. Doesn't matter what color you are. You are this perfect being. And walk around owning that. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I am gorgeous. I am fiery. Fiery. Live with the fire that's in your heart, in your soul, in your blood, in your existence. So let go of being frigid and be fiery instead. So that was so based on having Lee Jagger on the show today. We really wanted to stay in tune with what she's doing. So, all right, now before we get to the meditation, I want to show you one more opportunity for you. Here's a great chance for you. If you are a business owner and you're a woman and you've thought about hosting a TV show, listen to this opportunity right now. Take a look at it right now. Thanks. Hi there. So are you ready to become a TV personality? Well, if this is something you've been thinking about, then I have an opportunity for you. But first, let me tell you who this is for. This is for you. If you are a woman professional, you're over 40, and your business is going well, and you want to add TV hosting to your list of talents. You're also very passionate about helping women with the work that you do. You want to be known as the go-to expert in your niche, and you feel like you're ready to add TV hosting, you just don't know how to do it. Well, I'm Diane Forster, and I am hosting a free masterclass called Launch and Host Your Own TV Show, where I am going to teach you the system that builds your credibility. It teaches you how to attract clients, customers, advertisers, sponsors, and audience. It also will help you get on other people's stages and audience and really build your credibility as a celebrity in your industry. And you can do it in 4 easy steps in about 4 hours a month. Now, I have 40 years background in advertising and media sales. And when women kept asking me, I want to do what you do, I took that sign seriously. And so I created it in this simple, easy to follow masterclass. And it's absolutely free. So go to dianewebinar.com to register to get into this free masterclass while it's available. And again, This is for you, ladies. If your business is already successful, but you're really ready to add TV hosts to your list of talents and start serving the world in a much bigger way. So I'll see you inside the masterclass. Take care. Bye-bye. Yeah, so there you go. If you are interested, please go to dianewebinar.com while the masterclass is still open and it's free. All right, well, this has been an exciting show. We're getting ready to do the mantra meditation. Before we do that, I just want to thank my guest, Lee Jagger, for being here. Please remember to go to Instagram to get your intention statements at Diane Forster Official, where my wallpaper button is there. Our intention statement today was, I have today to always have romance and intimacy in my life. Remember, that is your birthright. And don't forget, we're going to replace frigid with fiery. Just get rid of that frigid word and be fiery in your life, you gorgeous, gorgeous creatures out there. All right. So what we're going to do with the meditation is this. This is only going to be a couple of minutes. If you are driving, obviously you cannot close your eyes. You can just listen to this at that level of participation. But for everybody else, I want you to put your feet flat on the floor. We are going to take 2 deep breaths, and here's how we're going to do it. We're going to breathe in for the count of 4 and pull that air all the way down to your root chakra, right? Pull all the way down. Then we're going to count to 8. And what we're going to do as we're doing that is we're going to, with each count, send energy to that energy center, that chakra. So you're going to start at your root chakra, then go to your sacral chakra, solar plexus, which is in the middle, your heart, your throat, your third eye, your crown, and your soul star, which is about a foot or so above your head. Very important one. Clear the karmic residue so that you're allowed to receive thoughts. You know, the thoughts aren't really in your head, you're receiving them, but that's a show for another day. Just trust me. So when we count to 8, that's holding our breath, right? Now I want you to breathe out for the count of 8. And I want you to imagine every negative cell, toxic energy, negative emotion, all of that is blowing right out of you. It's leaving your body immediately. That is going to feel so good. So do that visualization. I always imagine that it's like soot, like, smoky, ashy soot that's just coming out of my body. We're going to do that 2 times. Don't worry. I'm going to walk you through it as we do it. And then all you have to do is just keep your eyes closed and listen to the words. Okay. It'll move fast. It'll only be a couple minutes. It'll be so powerful. So here we go. Close your eyes. Taking a deep breath for the count of 4. Hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now breathe it out for 8. Should feel really good. Try it again. Breathe in for 4. Hold it for 8 as we count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe it out for 8. I have today to love my life. Something really good is going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles big and small, I notice them all. Yes, 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 thank you. I have today to always have romance and intimacy in my life. Doesn't matter what age I am, where I am in my relationship, however long or short I've been in it, whether I'm in a relationship right now, none of that matters. I can declare today and set the intention that intimacy, romance, passion, fire, sex, connection, playfulness is what I want in my life, and I invite it in. I am going to be a person that rocks the bedroom. I'm going to let go of the limiting beliefs and the story that ever made me feel like all of this was taboo and bad. I now understand that was somebody else's belief that I inherited, whether it's society or religion or parents or elders or teachers, guides, whoever. I forgive them and let them go They were only sharing with me what they believed, but I now know that I am the one in the power. And when I am giving love in a way to my partner that satisfies that partner, it feels so good. It's so empowering. And the law of reciprocity makes it so that we're just in a fun competition of and playing game of who can give more to the other person. That feels so good. I know that this is a verb, that it's easy to actually keep the love alive and the fire and the passion. Just takes a little bit of effort, takes a little bit of imagination, and it takes a whole lot of wanting to love and give. And I'm capable of that. It's fun, it's creative, it's playful, and I'm going to let go of anything from my past that makes me believe I can't do this and can't have this, because I absolutely can. I'm choosing today to live in that power and to love this way and to please my partner in every way possible. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to thank you so much for being here today. Thank you, Lee Jagger, for being here, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget, please subscribe to my YouTube channel at I Have Today with Diane Forster, and also on my podcast, if you prefer podcasts. I'm on all streaming platforms at I Have Today with Diane Forster. Please rate, review, and subscribe. That really helps grow the audience. You can feel free to check out my website at dianeforster.com to check out all the things. I love you madly. Thank you so much and have a beautiful today. Take care. Bye-bye.